one is a fairly straightforward 385-foot par 4. While it doesn't appear to have much in the way of challenges, as you get closer to the pin, you'll start to notice that the fence off to the right and the fence off to the left start to narrow together around the basket, and both of those are out of bounds. So while you drive, you have a lot of room to choose where you're going to put it. As you get closer to this pin, you have to be much more precise. Any error either way is going to cost you that penalty. So you're more likely to get either a 3 or a 5 or a 6 with the penalty shots. And of course, this has the great views of the Spanish Peaks in the background, sort of a signature look for the ranch. Hole number 2 is 348 feet. It's a par 3. It starts out at the top of the rise, and you shoot across the ravine, and you have a lot of dense brush that you have to clear and hopefully land in one of these two landing areas that you'll see to the right or up here straight ahead. Ideally, just past this tree, you can drop it down onto the ground, and then your second shot is straight in here between the trees. You see the post. That is your basket number 2. It all seems pretty straightforward, but there is dense brush everywhere, to the left, to the right, straight ahead. It's going to be tough getting out of there if you get it wrong. Okay, hole number 3 is a short 197-foot hole, but it looks like you don't really want to take your tee shot, which is why I drug you through it. And what you have to do is head across this creek, and everything you see up to this landing point is out of bounds. You fall down into the ravine, into the creek, into the arroyo. It's all out of bounds. You want to land right here with a nice simple hyzer. As I said, 197 feet, and then you've got your upshot or putt, long putt to the post, which is just on the other side of this dense brush. Hole number 4 is a straightforward 245-foot par 3. Although because it's uphill, it's playing a bit closer to 320, 350. At least that's the way it feels. You got to head uphill, straight shot, clear these little trees. If you can keep it straight, you're in pretty good shape. But you do have some guardian trees there close to the basket. Land it right here, and you got a short little upshot over this last final bush, and you end up on the rocky side of a hill, which is not too bad, except you will occasionally get some rollaways with a bad putt. Hole number 5 is a 421-foot par 3. It is straight downhill, about a 30-foot drop, maybe from beginning to end. Not much in the way. Take your favorite shot, hyzer, forehand, whatever you like. Get the most distance. The only thing you need to watch out for is over here on the left, the arroyo. Any part of that is out of bounds. You drop it in there, you lose a stroke. Good drives will be dropping right about here, which should pose no problem for a nice upshot to the green. The only thing you got to watch out for is you've got about 6 feet of clearance, maybe 10 in places, to avoid going in the arroyo. Hole number 6 is another par 3, 263-foot hole. It plays around the arroyo, which is all out of bounds. It looks at initial glance as a big hyzer play. Take your disc, throw it out here towards the 2-track, drop it somewhere up here in the midst of these trees, and then work your way over to the left with your upshot. But there always seems to be a chance of going in the arroyo. I find that a forehand or an anhyzer is a better way to approach this shot. Your choice. Anyway, all of that arroyo is out of bounds, but we give you a break. If you go long here past the pin, you are not out of bounds even if it falls off the ledge. Now we come to hole number 7, one of my favorites. It is a par 4, 482 feet. It is a straight shot off the tee with the arroyo to the left, being a penalty as always. And you want to bring your drive into this area here, as close to this opening in the trees as you possibly can, because then you want to take your upshot towards the green over this pond and landing at the green, which is the far side of the other hill. All of that brown space, which we call the bathtub ring, is out of bounds. You got to stay above it in the green space. Hole number 8 is 312 feet. It's a par 3. It has wide open fields leading up to the stand of trees that surround the rise up to the hole. It is a Mando on the left side. You cannot go around to the left, so what you want to do is drop your drive somewhere in here and then take your approach shot up through the opening between the trees and hope it will land close to the pin at the very top. It's a narrow rise, a lot of trees, and you're going to have to pick your way through the branches to get at the hole. Hole 9 is a 715-foot par 4 monster. It turns towards home and allows you to take a break or head on to the next 9. But it starts out with a little clearing. You have to clear these trees in the foreground, hopefully land it in the fields beyond, and then take another drive to get your distance, as much distance as you can. Avoid the road off to the right. The fence and the road are out of bounds. If you go too far to the left, you're going to fall off the side of the hill, not out of bounds, but going to be extremely trying to get out of. We have the basket nestled in these trees straight ahead, and it's a little clearing, so it's a very protected basket. You're going to have to work for this one.